Welcome to the Instagram stories for Monday, November 29th. You know, it's been slow because everyone's on vacation here in the United States. It's the time of year when things start to slow down a little bit. On Mondays, we normally do Mosseri Monday, but it seems like Adam Mosseri took some vacation time as well. However, last week I talked about Adam Mosseri, who is going to be appearing before the Senate subcommittee the week of December 6th to talk about some of the issues around children and Instagram, specifically as it relates to the algorithm. If you didn't hear me talk about this previously, go back and listen to last week's episode. It's the episode that I posted on Thursday. Adam Mosseri talked on his Instagram feed specifically about this issue and some of the work that Instagram has put into keeping kids safe on Instagram. Here's the clip.
I have 3 children, and there's nothing more important to me than their safety. And I think of those 3 boys when I think of young people and teens online, because eventually they're going to grow up and they're going to have access to a phone and the internet as well. And these are hotly contested subjects, and they're being debated from the halls of Congress to the dining room table and back right now. And young people do amazing things online. They question everything, they define new trends, they help give voice to those who have been historically marginalized. And it's my responsibility to keep them safe while they do those amazing things on Instagram, which is why we've invested so much in safety, and in safety particularly for young people on our platform. Over the last few years, we've led the fight against online bullying with new and interesting features like Restrict, which gives some power back to the targets of bullying, Hidden Words, which help you control your experience in DMs and in comments. We've limited the ability for adults to reach out to minors who don't follow them. We've moved to more private defaults for those under 16, and a lot more. And this work never ends, and it's something that we're committed to over the long run. But the most important person in a young person's life is their parent or guardian, because ultimately you know what's best for your child, both online and offline. And so a few weeks ago, we announced that we're building parental controls, even for teens, to allow parents to control how much time their kids spend online, who they can follow, and who they can message and interact with. Now, parents are busy. I promise I understand that. And we still have a responsibility to make sure that the default experience is as safe as possible. But we think that empowering parents is an important part of the solution. And you're going to be hearing us talk a lot more about not only parental controls, but safety for young people online more broadly. And I'm going to be talking about these issues with Congress relatively soon. And these are important issues, but we have shared goals. We all want young people to be safe when they're online. So I look forward to these conversations, and you're going to be hearing more from us about our work on youth safety, not only at Instagram, but at Meta more broadly. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Whenever I think about this subject, I always go back to the Social Dilemma documentary, which was on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It is a very deep dive into how social media algorithms work and how they get your brain to keep coming back. And at the end of the video, there's a clip where they ask certain people who work on these social media apps if they allow their children to use the apps. And each one of them says, absolutely not, no way, which is really, really telling. Here's a quick clip in case you haven't seen The Social Dilemma, which, by the way, I highly recommend.
Notice that many people in the tech industry don't give these devices to their own children.
My kids don't use social media at all.
Is that a rule?
That's a rule.
We are zealots about it. We're crazy. And we don't let our kids have really any screen time.
I've worked out what I think are 3 simple rules that make life a lot easier for families and that are justified by the research. So the first rule is all devices out of the bedroom at a fixed time every night. Whatever the time is, half an hour before bedtime, all devices out. Second rule is no social media until high school. Personally, I think the age should be 16. Middle school is already hard enough. Keep it out until high school. And the third rule is work out a time budget with your kid. And if you talk with them and say, well, how many hours a day do you want to spend on your device? What do you think is a good amount? They'll often say something pretty reasonable.
Well, look.
Okay, that's going to do it for today's show. If you could, do me a huge favor. If you enjoy this content, if you like it, go on Apple Music, look for the Instagram stories, and leave a review. It would really mean a lot to me. Plus, it would help other people to find the show. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more Instagram news, strategy, tips, and whatever else is relevant.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.